The topic that I'd like to put before you today is the Unite campaign for a living wage. And you may question right at the outset what we're doing at a socialist conference talking about a campaign for a living wage. Shouldn't we really be talking about the abolition of the wages system? I think that's actually a fair question, and what I'm going to try and sell to you this morning is the idea that this campaign is a necessary step on the way in the long struggle towards the abolition of the wages system. I'm particularly excited about this campaign for a number of reasons which I'll set out. Now, unions have campaigns all the time and they vary in their usefulness. One of the things about union campaigns that I particularly dislike is ones that are so vague that you can't really fail, you can't really win either. Take for example the CTU campaign for fairness at work. Okay, well you sort of print off documents saying that it should be fair at work and stuff like that. There is, and sort of advocate that. And I mean, of course it should be fair at work, but this is an intangible thing. Okay, so you're sort of always safe if you've got a campaign going, right, which can't really be quantified. You know, you're out there, you're doing something, you're having a go. So that is a praiseworthy thing, surely. I think in a lot of cases it is a waste of time. What you need to have in a campaign is something that is measurable, so that you see whether you've made some progress. And you can say, well, okay, at the ultimate, we won, or you can say, we got part of the way, or we lost, and we better have a pretty hard think about it, because it must have been a silly thing to do, or you know, there was some reason why we lost. We need to learn from that. So what you need, I think, in a genuine campaign is something which has a measurable aspect to it. Now, the Unite campaign for a living wage has the goal of getting 300,000 signatures, and then if we've got that, and we'll need to get more than that because they've got to be over 18, they've got to be properly filled out on the form and everything like that, we'll probably need to get about 400,000. Now that's quite a big ask, and that sort of commits you to taking a risk. Because if you don't get it, you know, okay, your campaign fell over and you're a bit of a loser. And to be perfectly honest, there are a lot of people around and about the workers' movement who would be quite delighted if Unite's campaign fell over, because they have, you know, various sniffy political objections to Unite. So anyway, it's got a tangible, measurable thing, and it's taking a risk. The second thing, which goes with getting over 300,000 signatures, is that you've got to reach out. Okay, you can't sit in your office and do it. You can't do it from behind a computer. You've got to get out to 300,000 people. So the process of getting out to that number of people means that there's a connection. It means also that the idea of wages going up is brought to at least that many people, and probably more, because people go home and they talk to their family about stuff. So I think that's very useful for that number of people to be brought into a discussion about their wages. Now, this thing for Unite Union and for the working class, it's not an academic exercise. At the moment there's 450,000 people in New Zealand who get less than 15 bucks an hour. There's around about 100,000 who are on the minimum wage, fair few in between. Now, you don't get much of a living on that sort of rate. Okay, by the time you've paid your rent and your power and your food and your kids' education and your transport and all that, and you know, have something over to enjoy yourself with, because we're entitled for that. Okay, so you can't really do that very conveniently on anything under 15, and you certainly can't do it on the minimum wage. You know, you're struggling to get by. So it's not an academic exercise for the working class. For Unite, it's quite close to the bone, because 75% of our members are tied to the minimum wage, and if the minimum wage doesn't go up next year, they won't get a rise. Okay, so that's something that, you know, is driving this thing. It's not just a laudable idea, it's got a material edge to it, this campaign. Now, the strategy of Unite is to, Unite always has a campaign of some sort going on. It doesn't regard itself as being a union, it regards itself as being a workers' movement, and there is a difference. A union will follow certain procedures inside the laws of the day and get what it can within that. In Unite, we're encouraged to look at it a bit differently. You've got to have your strength on the job. You try where you possibly can to avoid mediation, because it consumes time. It looks as though you're doing something, but very seldom actually do you get anything out of it. You're far better employed to try and build up some strength on the job, and then you'll probably get a better result and deploy your time better, things like that. So what we're trying to do with this petition is to push something forward to build a workers' movement. Now, the basis of this petition is to be done on jobs. Okay, there will be stalls, people will take it round their sports clubs and their churches and stuff. Hopefully that's all good, but that is secondary. What this thing is designed to do is to be taken out to Unite sites, but not just Unite sites, to jobs where the delegate will take it round and there will be discussions with the thing. And where there's no delegate, what this petition is designed to do is designed to turn people into activists, to turn people who are a bit interested into an activist. You give someone a petition to take round, that turns them into an activist, they get reactions from the people. We also, on a bigger job, we want people to delegate to a further extent and recruit people to take it round. So you've got someone who's in charge of the petition on a big site, right? And they identify people who would take it round. And they keep a record of it, because it's a serious thing. It's not, you know, it's not a token thing. We need to get them all back to get to 300,000. So you've got different levels of activism. At the very outside, you've got someone who signs it. And for some people, that's quite a big deal, you know, to sign a petition, first thing they might have ever done. Then you've got people who are taking it around. Then you've got people who are coordinating these frontline troops. And the whole idea is to have that done on jobs, so that the job is built up a bit. Now, at the farthest extreme of building up a job, there was an old sort of saying in the communist movement, we need to make every factory into our fortress. A long way from that in New Zealand. But that is the vision, okay? That's the vision, so that you've got your job organised, and ideally nothing can really happen there without some reaction from a united workforce. That's the vision, and this is what this thing, in a small way but in a quite tangible way, is deliberately designed to be a part of creating.